Welcome to a winter meeting edition of Northside Manor. In case you guys forgot, over the past month, I'm Michael.
I'm Gabriella.
And we have a very fun episode for you guys this winter. And we're going to get right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm keeping you guys updated on our website, but we're going to recap some things that we didn't get to film on. So in case you missed it, Jake Arrieta won the NL Cy Young Award. But that's not it. Chris Bryant won the NL Rookie of the Year, and Joe Madden won the NL Manager of the Year. Also, Chris Bryant news, he filed a grievance against the team because of his service time. So if you guys haven't already, check out our website and you can find out more about that.
Thank you, Gabriella, for the In Case You Missed It segment. And you guys already know that it is the off-season, and with the off-season, it comes off-season additions. Because we're very busy this off-season, they claimed Jeff Leatherstitch off of waivers from the Mets, and they signed former New York Yankee Audrey Avasado. The Cubs traded Frandy De La Rosa for Spencer Payton, a great relief pitcher from the Texas Rangers, who actually was born down south in Illinois. And big news, the Cubs signed veteran pitcher John Lackey to a 2-year deal.
Thanks, Michael, for that off-season edition segment. Now we're going to break down the winter meetings. Exciting time in baseball. It's like Christmas for MLB.
It is.
So let's talk about what the Cubs did. They made some really big moves.
Yes, things that I for sure wasn't expecting.
Me either.
Well, I mean, if you flash back to our last couple episodes, we kind of hinted at what the Cubs needed, and to me, I can't read your mind, but they blew our expectations that we predicted
Oh, yeah.
out of the water.
Definitely. Let's talk about their first signing.
Yes. Signing Ben Zobrist to a 4-year, $56 million contract.
A World Series champion. He just won the World Series with the Royals. So he's going from Royal Blue to Cubby Blue.
Yes, exactly.
I'm really excited about this. I know he's, from Illinois, and he's really excited, and he said his one goal is to win a championship here.
Yes. And he's a great utility player. There is a void, or well, it was a void, but we'll get back at that, in outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And he can play, in the diamond, and then he can play out in the grass.
Exactly.
So he's a very versatile player.
And he knows Joe Madden.
Exactly.
Joe Madden loves him, so I feel like it's a good fit, especially with Joe Madden. He's not afraid to move players around. I know we talk about that all the time. We see, Schwarber in left field, and that's kind of like his position now. He's not a catcher anymore. So, Joe Madden just switches players around, and they accept it. I mean, they've been doing great with it. So I'm excited to see all of these new moves when the season starts.
You bring up Kyle Schwarber. I think they need to train him hard this offseason. I hope he is training hard this offseason to be a left fielder. Catching at this major league level is a very difficult task. And he's got the body for a catcher, but he just needs to transition himself to be an outfielder. Lose maybe 10 pounds and gain 15 pounds of muscle, get a little bit faster, and I think he's got it made as a left fielder.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. I know some errors occurred, but you expect that from a first-timer, but he's doing really well, and that's because Joe Madden believes in the players.
Exactly.
So, we see Chris Bryant also getting moved around like that. One game, he was playing pretty much every position. So, we know Zobrist will be great on the Cubs.
Now,
sad.
Yes, sad times.
Pretty much a veteran.
Yes, 26 years old.
Starlin Castro traded to the New York Yankees, and we get Adam Warren in the process, but it is sad to see the Castro era go on to New York.
I'm happy about it. I really am. As you guys know, I'm really not a big Castro lover, but he has been a part of this team forever, and he's been there through thick and thin. So it's going to be good for him moving to the American League, and especially New York, because those Yankee fans and those Yankee media people, they will get on him if he's not doing his job, and that's what he needs. He needs a change of scenery.
Yeah. I mean, when Joe Madden benched him, it was kind of tough for him. I know he took it hard, but he came back and he played his heart out because he had something to prove. So, and the Yankees were interested in him.
They were,
So,
even during the season,
Yeah.
they questioned about getting him,
So he was doing something right. He's just not a good fit for the Chicago Cubs anymore. But for a very long time, he was pretty much the only All-Star on that team.
Exactly.
So we have to give it up to him. Thank you, Starlin, for all you've done for the team, and we wish you the best of luck in New York. I think he'll do really great things there.
And people were asking, why Adam Warren, not someone else?
Yeah.
Adam Warren is a great relief pitcher. He can pitch to start, but coming out of the bullpen is probably where he'll be. He had a great couple of seasons in New York, so he's a very good player to get. And a lot of people kind of questioned that transaction.
Yeah, but we'll see it all work. It'll all work
Yes.
out in the end. And then the big news.
Breaking news
today. I'm very excited.
I'm very, very
Jason
excited.
Hayward, 8-year deal, $184 million. He's a Chicago Cub now.
Takes on it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I know we had discussions about this. You asked me. I wanted Jason Hayward. And I'm very happy. I was kind of scared because, the Nationals were getting in the mix and the Cardinals were in the mix, but he took less money to come to Chicago because I think he knows this is where he's going to win. So.
Yeah, and I think he didn't want to go to the Nationals because.
Dusty Baker. I feel like that was a big part.
And Bryce Harper's going to be out of there.
Yeah.
He's going to be gone, Bryce Harper. So give that maybe 2 years, and Harper's going to be out of D.C. So that's probably one reason why he didn't want to go there. The Cardinals, they probably had all the money invested in him, which is true. But, losing John Lackey, Lance Lynn won't pitch for him, and they're just not the team anymore, and he realized that.
Yeah, and I heard that since they're losing Jason Hayward, they're looking at Alex Gordon. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm very excited to see Hayward in a Cubs uniform. It's going to be awesome.
It is.
But is Addison Russell going to change his number?
That's up to Addison and Hayward. They'll talk about it. Hayward probably can change his number.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal,
No.
but it's going to be exciting. Wow.
Yes, very exciting.
The Cubs didn't mess around in the
No.
winter meetings.
And I was watching MLB Hot Stove this morning before we filmed, and they said who are the winners and losers of this, winter meetings. And they said the Arizona Diamondbacks are the winners. And Ryan Dempster was on there, and he goes, I'm not trying to be biased, but I don't believe it. The Cubs are the winners. Look who they went out and got. Look who they lost.
Yeah.
And the Cubs did get Rex Brothers.
Yes.
That was an under the radar trade
Mm-hmm.
or a transaction that happened, and they landed him. So that's very good. This team is going to be contenders for 8+ years.
And we've
to come.
said that even before they made this move. I know we said that a couple episodes ago. I mean, even before the season ended, pretty much.
Exactly.
We're saying that. So it's going to be crazy to see everything come together when the season starts. And the Cubs aren't done, apparently.
Yeah.
So I know they're looking for another starting pitcher. So we'll see what they do. It's going to be exciting, though. It's been a great off-season already for them. So we'll have you up to date on any other news that happens.
Speaking of news, around the league news, very, very busy time right now. Cubs wanted David Price, didn't land him. He went to the Red Sox. I think he went for all the money.
Oh yeah, that's what
All the money he went for. Another pitcher the Cubs were interested in, but didn't really pursue him a lot, was Zach Greinke. He went to Arizona. Jordan Zimmerman went to Detroit. That was a surprise.
That was a surprise to me.
Shelby Miller to Arizona from Atlanta.
Hey, the Diamondbacks were making some moves there too.
The Braves wanted Chris Bryant for Shelby Miller. No way that would happen.
No.
The Cubs were interested in a reunion with Jeff Samardzija, but he ultimately went for the money as well to San Francisco. I think the Giants overpaid him big time.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
I don't think he was worth all that money.
Not at all. Brett Lowry to Chicago White Sox. That's a interesting move, but they needed an infielder, and they for sure got it in Brett. Adam Lane to Seattle. And this is very interesting. The Pittsburgh Pirates and Mets did a trade.
Mm-hmm.
They're sending John Neese to Pittsburgh and Neil Walker to New York. Very interesting. And this NL Central Division is kind of slipping away from the main two teams who've been the talks of it.
Exactly.
So the Cubs are probably clear front runners to win the division. So we just have to wait and see. Something interesting is going on in Baltimore. Baltimore Orioles offered Chris Davis a 7-year deal worth $150 million. Then 4.5 hours later, they took back that offer.
Wow.
They don't want to wait around for Chris Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still in talks with him, but it looks like Davis' time in Baltimore is coming to an end. And now all teams must have a new netting system in order to protect the fans at the games. This past season, it's been a very difficult and hard time for fans not paying attention to bats and balls.
Yeah, exactly. I think this news isn't surprising. We saw these incidents lately this season, so it'll be a nice change to protect fans. I mean, but I do think that people should pay attention more, especially when you're sitting that close at a baseball game, at any sport pretty much. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
And, you know, all pretty much venues that you go to, sporting venues, they warn you about that stuff. So you got to be more careful, but I mean, it wasn't a surprise, all these incidents this year.
Exactly. And as a fan of the game, I kind of think that it takes away, you know. As a kid growing up, I think I can speak for you as well. You want to catch a foul ball.
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to catch that.
Yeah.
And that's going to take it away from the fans now, you know. It's not interactive, so to say.
Yeah.
Because you have this netting going all the way down the baselines.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see which teams abide by this new rule. I already know that the Reds and Dodgers have agreed to redo their stadium based on this netting. We'll see which other teams will go forth with it. That's a very, very interesting winter seasons meeting for you guys. Very important dates are coming up. You know, February is right around the corner, and that means pitchers and catchers report, and then a week later it's players report, and then a week after that it's the first spring training game. So baseball is very near, just a couple more months. And
we can do it, people.
Yes.
We can do it.
So that's going to do for us for this winter meeting.
Before we end, though, I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because we won't be able to tell you guys in an episode. So this will be our last one
for the year.
But we were excited to do this, especially with all the big moves the Cubs made. We're very excited, but we will keep you up to date on our Twitter, on our Facebook, and our website. So don't forget to keep up to date with those.
So that's going to do it for us. I'm Michael.
I'm Gabriella.
Happy holidays and go Cubs.
Let's go Cubbies!